First, thank you everyone for the helpful comments. Honestly, sometimes a person can gaslight the people around you and have you questioning your sanity. Now for some context in the update. This week started the new schedule that Autumn wanted. By this I mean, I changed my usual schedule of working Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays, and she was hired to work Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. During our training session, she says she wanted every other Friday off. I thought this was odd, but whatever. It's not going to happen since I wasn't given a choice on schedule when I was hired to the position 2 years ago, so I didn't think this would change for her. Fast forward to a few days later, and I get told by the manager that we need to accommodate, quote, her schedule requests. It is not fair, quote, to be set in the old schedule. What is going on with Autumn? Does she know somebody higher up? Why is everybody, accommodating her? I don't get it. You only have those days since it's what worked with the last girl. But why is your schedule now, you've been there for longer than her. Why do you now have to change your schedule to accommodate someone new? I wasn't given a choice on the days, so why change it now? I speak with the other manager and tell her this is nonsense. She agrees. Fast forward, my email. I went with option 2. I didn't respond to her outburst. I let my management know that this is what I was going to do and I'm not changing my writing style for her. Oh, very good, very good, very good. Yeah, I love just not responding. It's really nice. It's really fun. They hate that. Today, I went back to work and received my email. The email was less unhinged, but more passive-aggressive. There were still bullet points under my previous points, but they were in black. Example.
Hey, I ordered some more office supplies.
I didn't see the office supplies. She also left a passive-aggressive sign on our shared cart that said,
please be sure to restock after using the cart.
Okay, so now she's doing it to you. Oh, dear. Now, I did restock the cart the week before, 3 times. She didn't see my ordered office supplies because I put them away in the correct area. She had this obsession with making unnecessary signs for things, like how to do your job type signs. It's annoying a lot of people. I might just need to start making signs so maybe she can see how annoying her helpful reminders are. Yeah, I mean, she's being petty because she doesn't like being told by someone younger than her what to do. But she's also new at this job. So she's like,
well, you're not doing your job perfectly.
In her mind, so she's trying to make you look bad, whatever. Just take the criticism, okay? In a situation like this, if you're getting feedback, take the criticism, do it right. And if you're still getting feedback about the same things and it's like you're doing your job, then you can get irritated. But if you just keep getting worse at your job and you're surprised that you're getting feedback, I'm sorry, but I can't help you. I'll update again if anything else happens. And we do have an update. I found myself in yet another meeting with Autumn. This is scheduled for Tuesday. I told my boss this will be my last meeting addressing this issue because at this point we are beating a horse like we are holding a grudge against it. I went on vacation for a week and came back earlier this week. I saw an email that was sent by Autumn and Taya. Taya was covering for me while I was on vacation. I get back and Taya tells me nothing's got done that week and she tried to play catch up, but it was impossible. Autumn wrote her email and didn't give me any important information. Shocker, she sucks at communicating. She included Taya's email to her, but then she wrote under each bullet points with her opinions. Oh, absolutely not. Get the out of here. Taya was not included in this part of the email, but I showed it to her when we worked. Anywho, Autumn started complaining about the fact that I told management I wasn't happy with our schedule. Then she was told we needed to schedule per the guidelines. Guess who didn't follow the guidelines? Autumn. So I've decided to bring in the guidelines, my schedule, and highlight parts of the emails where I have asked for things to be fixed or changed and the responses. I'm planning on building a case that's ironclad and may end up going full scorched earth. So would I be the a-hole if I present evidence during our meeting? No, honestly, this is all preventing you guys from doing your job. This is so unbelievably dumb at this point. This is an issue, right? This is an issue for the company because the company is literally paying you guys to have a petty dispute. You're doing this on office time, okay? On the clock. It's dumb. I ain't paying nobody to have a petty little office dispute. And we have a last update here, which I think you will find very nice. Very nice. The meeting happened this morning. I brought with me a copy of every email exchange that we had and our schedule and the guidelines. She brought the receipts. Before this meeting, I spoke with my manager about what we were going to do if the meeting wasn't a success. She said we would then be meeting with higher ups. The meeting was a freaking disaster. Autumn arrived to our meeting already on the defense as usual. She said she had her own evidence that she was going to show in our meeting. Oh, I'm sure she did. Our bosses basically said in our meeting that this was time for us to air out our grievances so we could move on and work together in some sort of harmony. When asked who would speak first, neither of us did. When asked if Autumn would speak first, her response was,
"Oh, you don't want me to speak first."
no, she just wants to see what you're gonna say first. And then she'll have a rebuttal. Well, she did end up speaking first. Essentially, she hates me. Like, loathes my existence and how I interact with everyone we work with. It's not fair that people will do what I say or that I get asked to help more often. It's not fair that the change nurse will trust me to input dates, but not her. Listen, if you want respect in a workplace, you have to show that you deserve the respect. Respect is not given, it is earned. It's not fair that I get asked to do some of the ordering when she doesn't. It's not fair the way she's being treated compared to how I'm being treated. Listen, I admire that she wants to be higher up, I do, but like in order to get there, you have to prove that you can do your job. So far, it doesn't really seem like she can. Honestly, her entire tirade is just her proving to your bosses that you're the one that's the senior person that people trust to do the job. It didn't make her look any better. In fact, it made her look worse. My bosses would ask her to explain what things had been going on for her, but she would shut it down. She wasn't listening during the meeting. Most of the meeting was spent trying to defend that no one is against her and she needs to stop taking things so personally all the time. When I spoke, I simply explained I wanted clear communications about things going on during the shifts. I explained my emails have zero tone to them, so any tone you're reading them in, that's something you added. I just want to be able to do my job without constantly having to fight against my coworker. Literally, she is preventing you from doing the thing that you are paid to do. Like, this is company time, babes. Let's squash this. Either that or get rid of her because she seems like what is the word? What's the corporate jargon? Not a team player. Oh, and she didn't schedule herself based on the guidelines. She moved some of her days, but whatever. That is the small victory of that meeting. I had to make some concessions, such as allowing her to order certain things and to be open to trying her new ideas. She needed to stop being so defensive so people would find her approachable. Yeah, that would do it. The meeting was so tense, you could cut the air with a knife. It felt like things had simply gotten worse rather than better. That is the update for now. If anything else happens, I will post again. Stay petty. So from someone that runs a little business, just a little one. In order to be able to like actually fire someone, like unless they were like a contractor, if they were hired as an employee or they don't have like a probationary period or whatever, you have to keep a record of all of the things they've done wrong, which is why it's so important to put everything in writing. You could have a phone call or a conversation, but that is not evidence. You need to follow up every conversation that you've had with an email stating what happened in that conversation, like a verbal conversation, especially when there's like, you know, you're dealing with someone that's a little off. It is hard for like someone like to fire someone. At least where I live, the worker is very much protected. Even if they do something that's like, holy you need to get fired now. You need to have a disciplinary meeting, disciplinary action. In writing, you need to write what they did wrong, how they can be better. And then there's another, you know, like few weeks there where it's like you're checking their work and making sure they're doing their job. You follow up again if they mess up again, which they will. And then you offer more support and criticism, etc. And like there needs to be like a very long record. Unless this woman is on probation, like there's like a 3-month like period where they decide whether or not they're going to keep her. It's very hard to like just fire someone and train someone new. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of wasted resources. But like at the same time, she's also wasting the time of the company and all of you as well. Oh my God. Hold on. Oh, we have an update. Oh, no. Oh my God. Hold on. Hold the phone. We have the update of all updates, my friend. She got fired. I'm glad I checked. I took the things that were said in our last meeting and spoke with people who Autumn had specifically accused of either lying or spreading rumors about her. The problem with doing that is all the people she mentioned, including Taya and my own sister to name a few, are not known to do any of those things. Then the clock saga began. Autumn wanted to start using these specific clocks to tell people when coffee had been brewed. We usually just use a simple set of 2 cups that point to the time. This was something nobody cared about. But I'm just, as I'm reading this, I'm like, I don't care. But Autumn made this the hill she wanted to on. So for the last 2 weeks or so, there was a power struggle over these clocks. Hers would get moved or thrown away, so she would retaliate and do the same to the cups. It finally came to a head on Memorial Day weekend. I came in on Monday and found a passive-aggressive note on my desk about the clocks. My response was literally who the f*** cares about this? Clearly, she did. The next day, I took the note to my bosses, who literally said,
That's enough. This needs to stop. Maybe we should just fire her now and be done with this.
Yeah, that would be good, yeah. I wanted to say so badly, yes, please. No, you gotta say just like a...
You need to do what you think is best.
During that shift, I happened to walk to a different unit to return some equipment and was greeted by some friends who worked there. They asked me where I'd been since they couldn't stand working with Autumn. Oh my goodness. Autumn is a piece of work, eh? Autumn's gonna fall. I'll see myself out. I asked what happened and they told me. One incident, she threw a chart at a CNA who came to pick one up and was extremely rude about it. Another, she threw an expensive piece of equipment in a box rather forcefully. She also had lied to one of the techs in unit when asking a question. This might have been the final push that was needed to send things over the edge. I asked them if they could send an email of their experiences to my bosses. They said, of course. I talked with one of the bosses and asked if they had been informed of these incidents. She said no. I said, well, here's a quick rundown. You'll be receiving emails about it. I also set up a meeting with the head of management, but that was set for Friday. I'm still going to that meeting since I want to discuss some ideas on how to prevent this type of thing from happening again. I got a text this morning asking if I could come in to cover a shift, and my sister texted me, they fired Autumn. Well, that's the end of the saga. It just shows that if you act poorly toward others, eventually justice will prevail. Stay petty.